hell is empty and all the devils are here," said William Shakespeare. Are you afraid of hell? Don't worry, you're not alone, we all are. So welcome to our exploration of why hell is considered a myth, an invention of religions rather than a fiery underworld awaiting the unrighteous to be tortured and punished until the end of eternity. That really sounds scary, right? Join us as we delve into arguments and perspectives, challenging hell's traditional concept and actual existence somewhere out there. We will journey through ancient texts, navigate cultural interpretations, and examine the nature of belief itself. Prepare to question, ponder, and perhaps see this age-old concept in a new light. Our journey begins with a fundamental question. Where is the proof anybody has returned from hell, totally cooked or overcooked? Unlike the physical world around us, governed by observable laws of nature, hell resides in the realm of the unseen. This lack of empirical evidence places hell in the realm of faith, a concept accepted not through proof but through belief and tradition handed down to us from our religion. If we journey across the world from the frozen Arctic to the heart of the Amazon, we encounter a fascinating phenomenon. The fiery underworld of Christian tradition differs from the icy plains of Norse mythology or the intricate levels of Buddhist Naraka. For centuries, scholars and theologians have grappled with the fiery imagery of hell, seeking meaning beyond the literal flames. This interpretation suggests that hell is not a destination or a place, but a state of being, a spiritual or emotional torment manifesting in our lives and the afterlife. Throughout history, the concept of hell has been wielded by those in power, a fiery sword held over the heads of the masses to ensure obedience and conformity. Is it a divine realm of justice or a human construct to instill fear and obedience? If you don't follow us, you would surely go to hell and suffer. Our understanding of hell, like all cultural and religious ideas, has evolved throughout history. The fiery underworld we recognize today, with its punishments and demonic overlords, is a recent development, shaped by centuries of reinterpretation. This evolution shows that hell is a fluid concept, molded by the changing beliefs, fears, and societal norms of each era. Many religions preach love, compassion, and forgiveness, attributes of a benevolent God. Yet, the concept of hell with its eternal punishment stands in stark contrast to these principles. Critics argue that eternal damnation is incompatible with the notion of a merciful deity. How could a loving father punish his most beloved son in hell for all eternity? There is no sin that is greater than God's love. The human mind is a complex and often contradictory landscape, shaped by our experiences, fears, and desires. Could it be that hell, with its intricate punishments and karmic retribution, is a reflection of our need to make sense of suffering, to believe that wrongdoing will be punished even in the afterlife? If here in life a sin should be punished, so too in the life after. Religious texts, often written in archaic language and steeped in symbolism, are ripe for misinterpretation. Could the fiery imagery and tales of eternal torment never have been intended literally? The concept of hell, while prevalent in many religions, is not universal. These alternative beliefs challenge the dominance of hell as the sole destination for departed souls, suggesting a more nuanced and multifaceted understanding of the afterlife. To understand the enduring power of hell, we must journey back in time to a world shrouded in mystery and ruled by forces beyond human comprehension. Hell, in its earliest forms, explained the unexplainable, a way to make sense of a world often perceived as chaotic and unjust. If we examine the concept of hell across different religions, we encounter a perplexing inconsistency. This lack of consensus on the nature and even existence of hell raises a fundamental question. If hell is a universal truth, why do different religions offer such wildly different interpretations? The concept of hell poses a significant challenge to some of the core tenets of religious belief, particularly the concepts of free will and divine justice. Could it be that the existence of hell creates more theological problems than it solves, ultimately undermining the very principles it seeks to uphold? The concept of punishment, both in this life and the afterlife, often centers around redemption, learning from our mistakes and striving for improvement. Yet the notion of eternal damnation in hell contradicts this principle. Could it be that hell, rather than divine justice, represents a failure of compassion and love, a concept at odds with spiritual evolution? The concept of a fiery underworld, a realm of punishment and torment for souls, predates Christianity by centuries. This prevalence of underworld myths across cultures and time periods suggests hell is less a divine creation and more a universal archetype, reflecting our shared human fears and anxieties about death, judgment, and the unknown. Many religions, including Christianity, emphasize forgiveness, seeking atonement for sins and receiving God's grace. If God is truly forgiving, if redemption is possible for the gravest sins, how can hell exist as a place of permanent punishment? What are the sins that are beyond God's forgiveness, mercy, and love? The concept of hell raises profound moral and philosophical questions, particularly the idea that finite actions could result in eternal punishment. Could it be that the concept of hell, when examined through a moral lens, reveals itself to be inherently unjust, a violation of our fundamental sense of fairness and compassion? It's like stealing a candy and the owner would ask you to pay it for billions of dollars. The fear of hell, instilled from a young age and reinforced through religious teachings, can profoundly impact individuals. Critics argue this fear-based approach to religion can be psychologically damaging, hindering personal growth and fostering a sense of shame and repression. They go to church solely for fear of hell and not for the love of God. For centuries, natural disasters, diseases and suffering were attributed to supernatural forces, fueling the belief in a divine realm of punishment and reward. With the advent of science, we gained a deeper understanding of the natural world, unraveling mysteries that once fueled our ancestors' fears. Could hell, once explaining the unexplainable, be obsolete in the face of scientific progress? Shall we say science extinguish hell? The concept of hell, with its inherent contradictions and moral dilemmas, can create significant cognitive dissonance for believers. Could it be that hell, rather than strengthening faith, ultimately undermines it, forcing individuals to confront uncomfortable truths about their own beliefs? In an increasingly secular and spiritually diverse world, many individuals are turning away from traditional religious doctrines, seeking alternative paths to spiritual fulfillment. This shift away from traditional dogma reflects a growing desire for spiritual practices that emphasize love, compassion, and personal responsibility rather than fear, punishment, and divine judgment. While these arguments challenge the literal existence of hell, it's important to remember that beliefs about hell are deeply rooted in cultural, historical, and theological contexts. Many view the concept as symbolic or spiritual truth rather than literal. The search for truth, like the human spirit, is a journey without end. So thank you for watching this hell of an episode. Please subscribe to support our channel. Peace and love to all.